Hi everyone. I'm going in order of things I saw today, okay? Because I'm going to get to the soaps right after this. But okay, so we're on day 5, and I wasn't sure what was going to happen because it was going to be a half day because they were going to do a voir dire of the doctor, one of the doctors about the ARCA. So, and at first, the judge was very upset with the defense that it wasn't done already. And she's like, but Your Honor, we haven't been able to reach him and he's been busy and then there was travel and everything. So then she announced last week it was going to be a half day. So I didn't know what that meant. I usually think it means around noon, 12:30, but sometimes it's not. So who knows? Okay, so what they decided to do was have one witness on for a little bit, and then they said, "Jury, you can go home." Okay, so the one witness was an expert witness, Ian Whiffen, and he's the he works for and he created Celebrate or another type of that kind of program because he said Celebrate didn't do enough, so he had to make another program to do what he wanted. And so it was pretty boring testimony, but necessary. But I found one thing very interesting. Um, he showed, like, his data showed that apparently there's a body temperature thing reader on the phone, which I was not aware of. And the body temp got under, first it was at 72 degrees, which is basically you're not good because your normal body temperature is supposed to be around 98 point, I mean, like when we're kids, the normal is like 98.6, 98.8. Depends on if you run hot, you know. Okay, so 72 is way below that. I mean, we can all see that, right? And then at some point beyond that, there was a body temp of 66 degrees or something like that. So I was like, whoa. And this is like right after midnight or like 12, around 12:20, 12:30 a.m. And he went into gross detail into exactly what time everything happened. And I was like, wow, that does not coincide with um, he was found in the snow at 6 a.m., which I always debated because I said, well, in my own head, that something must have happened a long time before that. But I can never tell you the time because I didn't have the data like they do. But my theory was always, and is still, something happened in the house, and then somebody said, "Oh my God, we can't have this," and so they dragged him into the snow, and then he was found, like, quote unquote, found in the snow, and then of course because of the temperatures and everything else, they said hypothermia. But I always thought that was a little sketchy. I always thought that. Well, now we have the data from the cell phone itself, that whatever occurred happened way hours before, you know, 6 a.m. So that goes along with my theory. Now, I can't really flesh it out all the way. I'm going to need more, more definitive whatever than just one person. But like I always say, well, I think I say, the data doesn't lie. So yeah. So yeah, he was the one witness today. But I think they're gonna carry him over until tomorrow or whenever because didn't feel like they were done with him yet. But I tell you one thing, he's got an accent, and if it wasn't for the accent, I wouldn't have been bored to tears because it was just very Well, I mean, his voice isn't monotone, but just the data that he's giving is kind of boring on the scale. So, yeah. But I don't know. I feel like he moved testimony at least. I mean, last week I felt like there were times when it didn't really move. So. All right, I'll be back tomorrow. We should start on time, and which is around 9:20 a.m. So I should be back to regularly scheduled, you know, 11 a.m. and then whatever. So get used to 2 videos. All right. Bye, guys.